Hogwarts Legacy will allow players to explore the wizarding world like never before on February 10th, 2023. The option to use dark magic has been a prominent feature of the game's promotional material, and with the game's most recent trailer focusing on companion Sebastian Sallow, we got much greater insight into the dark magic side of the game and what it will look like. So let's discuss the dark magic path of the game as well as clear up any lingering confusion about the game's potential morality system. We've known since the very beginning that our player has a unique ability to perceive and master ancient magic. However, Avalanche has also teased players with the fact that dark magic will be present in the game as well. But players have been continuously wondering what that will look like. It was said that our character would, quote, encounter missions and scenarios that will pose difficult choices and determine what they stand for. While many players were hoping the game would offer a branching path where one could choose to be a good or an evil witch or wizard, it may not necessarily be to that extent. Since the beginning, we've also known that our character would be battling dark witches and wizards, with the goal of defeating the Goblin Ranrock and his rebelling army. Meaning that we will ultimately be fighting on the, quote, good side of the wizarding world, so maybe this was wishful thinking. Up until recently, the only look that we've seen of our character using dark magic was during the gameplay trailer, when we heard the famous phrase. There were also some, let's say, less than kind things that we did as well, such as our player bullying this goblin.
Why you bully me? Why you bully me? Everyone asking.
As well as blasting this one with a lightning strike. But I can't say both aren't pretty awesome. Those gameplay shots were finishers that we can use in-game, likely a more powerful version of Descendo, as well as an unknown spell that relates to the ancient magic. The second one does, however, remind me of the spell Tempest Jinx, also simply known as Tempest, which is an atmospheric jinx that causes bolts of lightning to strike from a cloudy sky at a target, and we know was once used by Grindelwald. In the game's most recent trailer, we got a further look into the dark magic offerings of the game. The trailer focused on companion Sebastian Sallow and his optional dark magic questline. That's right, optional being the key word. You will have the option to embrace or reject the dark arts as you uncover his family's mystery through his companion questline. As we know, Sebastian's family has a curse, and in the gameplay trailer we get a glimpse of a man, presumably his dad or possibly another family member, telling him that shrivel figs are not the answer to his problems. So it appears that Sebastian likely turns to the dark magic as a result. Thanks a lot, Mr. Beard. During the new trailer, we get another glimpse at an unforgivable curse, that being Crucio.
I can teach you Crucio, or I can cast it on you. I'm ready. Crucio!
This basically implies that we have the option to either be tortured or learn the dark curse and then use it ourselves on him. And it appears that the curse is needed to open an ancient path hidden behind a secret doorway, one in which Crucio is the only option to opening the door. During that trailer, Sebastian also says two additional quotes that I think give us insight onto what he's thinking. The first is, quote, the more we know about the dark arts, the better prepared we'll be. And the spell that can save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. So obviously letting us know that he's thinking that obviously the curse or whatever's behind that door is his only way of saving himself or his family. And which further makes me think that Mr. Beard should have just let him continue experimenting with shrivel figs. One more interesting thing about this door is that it appears that Crucio forms an upside down triangle when hitting the door, as you can see from these three different bursts. So take that as you may. It would also seem that Sebastian has been to this hidden location before, or at least has heavily researched it and knows fully what to do when he's there. He knows how to open the doors, and he brought an additional third person with us that we can see a glimpse of during the trailer. He appears to have blonde or another light color of hair. We can see him in this frame in the hallway location at the bottom. Sebastian is near Crucio, our player character in the middle, and the third character is at the bottom. We also see them walking through this archway with our player character, and I believe once more walking through the room with the floating candles, which are the same type of candles as from the very first reveal trailer. However, based on the spider clip, I'm not so sure things end so well for him, assuming that he's the one that gets webified. We now know that two unforgivable curses are in the game, Avada Kedavra and Crucio. But could there also be potential for the third unforgivable curse being in the game with this footage? That being Imperio, or the Imperious Curse. When cast successfully, it is said that Imperio will put the victim completely under the caster's control. However, those with exceptional strength may be able to resist it. During the trailer, we see the third individual in the clips, but only during certain parts. Could it be possible that Sebastian may have used Imperio to influence this mysterious third character? To possibly influence them to join us on this journey, or even give themselves up as a sacrifice? While there's no sure way to say, I do think it's an interesting theory. and something that I think could really add to the gameplay. For those looking to add a bit more of the dark magic into their playthrough, I think using Imperio to influence others could be a way to use the curse in fun, different ways without it being too unrealistic or game-breaking. There's also, of course, the Salazar Slytherin connection in the trailer. Is this the tomb of Salazar Slytherin? Or just another secret location he left behind? Are we, or Sebastian, a descendant of Salazar? I have so many questions. There are also a few other interesting things that I noticed in the trailer. There is a green snake door that opens as the snake mechanisms move. It could be possible that Sebastian is able to use Parseltongue, allowing him to open the door, or it may just open another way, of course, but that would be really cool. Also found it interesting that it appears that whatever Sebastian and our character unlock seems to awaken the Inferi hidden underground, as Inferi are not naturally occurring and must be reanimated by a dark witch or wizard.
What have the two of you done?
I also want to point out a few more connections, those being the upside down triangle on this book, and of course 2 dark wizards, one in the first reveal trailer as well as this trailer, seemingly looking very similar. However, here are some questions I still have. Will we be able to use the unforgivable curses outside of this companion questline? Was the Avada Kedavra clip during the gameplay trailer from this questline or another? We don't see goblins in this underground dungeony area in the trailers, but it does mention the darker path.
Be careful where you choose to explore, as it may lead you down a darker path.
So, could it be during the same questline? Did the spiders take the third character that came with us, or did we use him as a sacrifice? The quote accompanying that clip said, quote, "The dark arts seem harmless until it's too late," which makes me think that he was sacrificed to the spiders. I'm also very interested in what Sebastian's family curse is. If you don't want to hear any potential theory spoilers, then skip to this time on your screen. It won't take long, but if you don't want to hear it, just go ahead and skip. There are some speculative theories that his mother may be a Maledictus. A Maledictus was a female individual who carried a blood curse that eventually turned her into a beast permanently. The curse was carried from birth and passed down from mother to daughter. In the gameplay reveal, we see a girl beside Sebastian when discussing trying to reverse the family curse, which many believe to be his sister. The speculation is that his mother has already fully turned, and his sister is doomed to turn as well. So he's likely trying to find a cure, and finally must turn to the dark arts in a last-ditch effort to save his sister and his family. And if you skipped, welcome back. So let's discuss one last thing, the game's morality system, or lack thereof. Just as many players were hoping for a fully branching story path relating to good and evil, many were also hoping for a morality system that would affect the gameplay and character interactions. Some good examples of this being the Witcher series and Telltale's The Walking Dead, where players can make choices that affect future gameplay. However, it appears that the game will not feature a fully fledged morality system, as confirmed by the game's official facts page, as well as Chandler Wood, community manager, on Twitter. Quote, "Hogwarts Legacy does not have a morality system, but players will encounter various quests and storylines that will influence the witch or wizard they choose to become," which to me indicates optional Sebastian Sallow questline, with Chandler further clarifying that, quote, "You can define who you are and how you choose to respond and react in many conversations. Are you nice or a jerk? You can choose to learn and wield the dark arts or not, but there is not a formal tracked morality system like those found in some other RPGs. Even though there's no full-fledged morality system, I still hope that we'll have some form of overarching personality influence throughout the story. For example, if we are nice to a character or a jerk to them, I hope that they will remember that, and future dialogue with them may be different. If we accidentally choose the wrong option, it would be interesting to later try and rectify that relationship, in hopes that they would react differently to us later. It would also be fantastic if characters would choose to help us in certain circumstances, or provide us with loot, or maybe try and turn us into the prefects based on our character's interaction with them. I also hold out hope that we'll have the opportunity to use some of the dark magic curses outside of the Sebastian Sallow questline. However, that could complicate some things. In the gameplay trailer, when our character uses Avada Kedavra, it appears to be in a different location than the one in the Sebastian Sallow questline. However, it could still be during that quest. I just hope there are more opportunities to use it if we choose to go down that path. If we choose not to do that questline, then seemingly dark magic curses will be closed off to us during the game. I think it would be extremely cool if we could choose to go down that path, and if there was an opportunity to use them at the end of the game or decide against it. However, I think that this questline is a way that Avalanche is working to include the dark magic curses into the game without it breaking the logic and immersion that frequent use of these curses would probably cause. I do hope that the questline is pretty significant in length, not just a few missions long. Since it's been so heavily promoted as a selling point in the game, I really hope it delivers on expectations, within reason of course. After hearing all this information, what are your thoughts on the game's approach to dark magic in the wizarding world? Be sure and let me know in the comments below. I, for one, am still very excited to play and experience the game when it's released. In some ways, I wish there was a few more elements within the game, but there's always the worry that a game studio will try and do too much. With what we already know, I think the game will be chock full of interesting content, so my only hope is that it's fully polished and ready to go in February. If you'd like to know more about the spells or magical beasts and creatures in Hogwarts Legacy, click one of the videos on screen. And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more Hogwarts Legacy content. Thanks for watching, I will see you next time. Bye bye.